Are you aware that culture is everything? Culture is everything when your vision is to develop a business that can compete and win in regional and international trade. Culture is everything. The culture I want to talk about today is the culture of quality customer care. What steps are you taking to inspire, attract, and get your potential customer to take action? What steps are you taking to influence positive public response to your business? Yes, you want a successful business, but are you nurturing the right culture, the right systems that will immediately inspire, that will immediately attract attention and will get people to get up and want to take action in support of whatever products or services you have on display? These things just don't happen. The reality is that everybody wants to get into business, and everybody believes that by getting into business you're going to be setting that stage to become the rich and the famous. Yes, I want to say this to you. Business can be one of the most rewarding journey in your life. But if you want to do business, and you want to do business in a way that is going to bring you pleasure way beyond your expectations, you have to do it the right way. So I'm here as a representative of Global Branding and Marketing to bring information that will truly touch and transform the way you think and the way you manage your business, because of the fact that I just want to give you information that will take you to that next level of development in your business. As I said, I want to talk about quality customer care, and in addressing the issue of quality customer care, there's three things that comes to mind, and these three things should stand out in your mind at all times, because the quality of service that you provide, the quality of product that you produce, and these things ultimately will determine your success or your failure in business. These things can determine whether you build a vision or you break a vision. And it's important for you to know it, because not knowing it tells me that you're not taking all the steps necessary to build a vision, to build a global brand. But because of the limited knowledge that you may have about quality customer care, you're setting yourself up for failure. The three concepts that I want you to think about is what we call the before the sales services, the during the sales services, and the after sales services. Yes. If you're in business and you don't understand these basic tenets of reaching your target market and influencing your target market, you're going to be just an average player. I want you to be exceptional in business because of the fact that you have greatness. And I want to say this to you, that in doing business is not necessarily about focusing on the money at all times. Yes, you want to maximize your disposable income, but you should have a passion, and a passion to serve, a passion to deliver a quality of a product way beyond the expectations of your target market, and that and only that can take you to the next level of growth in your life. So let's talk about before the sales services. What exactly does one means when one speaks of before the sales services? What we're talking about here is the ambience and aesthetics of that business. And that business has both an internal and external ambience or aesthetics. And what I'm simply saying here to you is that you must ask yourself who you're targeting with your products and your services. You must take the time out to understand what are the lifestyle and the culture and the social class and the groups of your target market. And I'm saying this because of the fact that when you understand people's lifestyle and when you understand people's culture and way of life, and you align their needs and their wants and their expectations and their aspiration in the design of your company, and the moment they see that, it instantly stands out to them, and what it does, it attracts them, it appeals to them, it inspires them. And this is what helps them to be inspired. This is what empowers them to take action towards your business. So it's important for you to really understand the internal and external ambience of your organization, to the extent that you know that it is completely aligned to the dreams and hopes and aspirations and the lifestyle and the culture of your target market. These things are not things for you to take lightly. You know, there are some people you say you're targeting them, but when they look at your aesthetics, when they look at your ambience, it just does not have the kind of appeal for them. So they just don't come. You know, your advertising might be good, but when they look at the aesthetic, it doesn't appeal. So it's important for you to understand these principles, and in the before the sale services, you must give careful and critical consideration to these issues. The next thing I want to talk about is what we call the during the sales services. You know, you walk into a business, the aesthetics and the ambience is all right. You know, chairs are all decked out, and you know, nice flower plants is all over. I love flower plants, and the smell it's all right, and everything is going on in terms of aesthetics and ambience. But guess what? When you look at the CSR, you just didn't spend enough time focusing on your customer service representative. As a manager, as a business owner, as an innovator, as a trendsetter, you need to understand the impact you want your CSR to make on your final consumer. You must know that that this is the impact you want your CSR to make, and you know that these are the steps that you're taking to ensure that the CSR can internalize the information and can effectively apply that information so as to ensure that they can make the strongest impact on your customer. The CSR, as simple as it looks, you know, these people can make or break your organization. But the reality is that most companies in the world today, in the developing world today, just do not make the kind of investments so as to ensure that your CSR develop the right social skills to be able to leverage that skills to help your business to grow. I keep saying that the CSR is your bloodline. The CSR is the breath of life, that breath of fresh air, that oxygen that keeps the organization going, because of the fact that they deal directly with the final consumer. And if they make a negative impact or a negative impression, that impression transfer to that customer, and that customer in a competitive world of business has the power of choice. And when they exercise that power of choice, the power of choice may not be to come back to your organization. So simply because of the CSR inability to connect with a customer and inspire that customer and motivate that customer makes a decision to exercise the power of choice away from your place of business. So I want to really emphasize the importance to corporate managers, to leaders, to innovators and trendsetters, that you must invest adequate financing, adequate resources to ensure that you have the best quality CSRs, customer service representative. They must have the right appeal. They must understand the products and the service. They must have the knowledge of the product and service. In that sense, I'm saying that they must understand the product benefits, not only the price of that product, but they must understand how the products can, or the services can impact the lives of the customer. They need to have this knowledge. I want to go one step forward, and that's to say, the CSR must have the ability to communicate. You know, how often do you walk into a store and the CSR greets you with a smile? The CSR engages you, and the CSR helps you to understand the product and the product benefits. And the CSR is able to make the comparative analysis between one product and the other product and the life cycle. They totally understand that product. This is what we call stepping up the game in terms of during the sales services. The customer needs to have this information, because many customers come in to make an investment in your company, and very often they don't have all of the right decision. Your CSR are the people, they are the deal makers, they are the deal breakers. You need to ensure that your CSR are not the deal breakers, but they are the deal makers. And here again is why Global Brand and Marketing has designed very unique programs to truly help your CSR to become the best brand of themselves. And in becoming the best brand of themselves, they will be able to do a better job in inspiring and motivating and persuading your customer to take the right decision, and that is to invest with your company. So these are some critical information that I believe that you should have as you set yourself up to grow and expand your business. You know, the last thing that we're going to talk about today in this podcast on the Billionaire Codes is what we call the after sales services. You know, for many companies, the business transaction begins and ends when the customer walks into the store, hands over the money, collects the goods or experiences the services, and that's where the business begins and ends. And I want to say this to you: if this is your approach to do business, you're certainly not building a business that will last a lifetime. When we talk about quality customer care, within your quality customer care culture, you need to have some system that says, I want to build customer relationship for life. Once a customer comes into my place of business, once I start to do business with my customer, I want that customer for life, and I'm prepared to invest in owning that customer for life. That means that you are prepared to commit resources, commit time, so as to ensure that you can extend a lending hand, a supporting hand to the needs, to satisfy the needs and the wants of that customer. And just let me give you some quick examples. When last have you thought about Customer Appreciation Day? I mean, yes, you have a company, you might have 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 customers, but you recognize that the customers are the people that can make or break you. And what steps are you taking to invest in ensuring that you show appreciation to your customer? The reality is that in a competitive world of business and people that understand business and understand marketing, when you're dealing with entrepreneurs that are the game changers and the game changers and the dream makers and the trendsetters, they will take steps to shake your foundation. And some of the things that they may do is say, okay, let's do a Customer Appreciation Day, where to do a massive rollout of a program that shows the customer that we appreciate them. You know, some companies may do things like what we call the monthly customer incentive programs, where every month your customer gets an incentive for doing business with you. Now, to do all of that, it means that you don't have to have the right data management system to analyze the level of investment that a particular customer is making with you, and you have to measure that and you create the right system. Again, at Global Brand and Marketing, we will be able to give you those information, help you to build those systems to be able to leverage your skill set, to leverage your ability to build the healthiest of productive relationship with your customer to grow your business. And last but not least, I must say this. You know, in business we have what we call the first customer and the final consumer. And the first customer is the human capital that you have within your organization, your CSRs. As I would have said early on, as a manager, as an entrepreneur, as that game changer and trendsetter and dream maker, you need to have a culture that inspire and empower your staff, your team, to want to become the high performers, that wants to commit to become the best brand of themselves. Because the reality is that if you can have committed people who are first of all committed to growing themselves, working with your company, they now will be able to transform that passion for self to the passion to serve and the passion to grow your organization. Again, at Global Brand and Marketing, we have the best practices, both in academic and life skill programs, that will truly help you to select a program and work with a program that will give you results. We're all about results, and I want to emphasize again, our program is not just about academic, because we believe that academic must coexist with life skill program. At a later date, I will go into all of the details as to why I'm challenging the academic formula that was put proposed by Frederick J. Kelly about 103 years ago. We are still using a system that has been around for 103 years now, in spite of the fact that we see that that system has inherited weaknesses. We believe that the human capital is the greatest asset the world has ever known, the greatest asset the world will ever know. And we will show you how to design system and design programs to help that individual to become the best brand of themselves. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, it has been a pleasure to be with you. My name is Gary Thompson. I'm a business development consultant by profession. I'm a humanitarian by nature, and I'm the author of the book, Self-Application Best Practices. I want to encourage you to get a copy of this book, and I want to show it will inspire you. From the get-go of reading this book, you will be inspired, you will be transformed, you will be taken to a whole new level of self-awareness. And that awareness will further inspire and empower you to want to come to that next level of development in your personal life, and development in your social and life, and development in your corporate life. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, it has been a pleasure. And I want to say, do enjoy and be blessed, and until we meet again.